Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the broadcast. This is The Global Reality. I'm your host, Josh Reeves. It is Friday, May 24th, 2019. I thank you very much. I'm glad to be back here with you. I've been fighting for the past week to get back on air. And we did not reach our fundraising goal last week, so we came up short, which meant that the internet got turned off here at the studio. So I've been without internet for the past week, other than just what I had on my phone, which doesn't allow you to do everything. So finally scraped up enough to get the internet turned back on today, so that I'm up here as quickly as possible, back with you here for a show. And I got to be honest with you, because I haven't had the internet all week, I haven't been able to do really any preparation for the show tonight. I mean, I've got some news stories here and whatnot. We'll get into that. And I'm sure I've got other topics and other things I can get into and discuss with you. But really, I just wanted to get back up here as quickly as I could after being without the internet for a week. I got to tell you that shit really fucking sucked. Really fucking sucked being down without the internet for the past week. And so I hadn't been able to even get up here and tell you what our fundraising goal for this week is. It was last week, and we came up short last week, so they had to roll over into this week. But we had to have a minimum of $100 to get the internet turned back on, and it took us a week just to get $100 in here. So now the problem is I'm at zero again, and we've got a whole lot more work to do here. So if you're in the United States, this is Memorial Day weekend, so it's actually a holiday weekend. If you're not in the United States, it don't matter fuck all one to you. So, but why am I bringing it up? Well, I'm gonna do my best to do as many shows as I can this weekend, being a holiday weekend. They used to always, I remember when I was a kid, Memorial Day weekend, it was always all about the Jerry Lewis telethon. They'd raise money for handicapped kids, and Jerry Lewis would get up there, and they'd have different people come up, and comedians and different people, and they'd raise, they'd always do it on Memorial Day weekend. So I just remember as a kid. Yeah, I remember back then, if you didn't have cable or you went to I lived in the city, so I had cable, but if I went to my grandparents' house or some shit, they lived out in the country, dude, back then it was if you were lucky. I think my grandparents lived in Deep East Texas. I think they only had 2 channels back then, on a fucking big old giant antenna on the side of the house. You had to move around and shit. Man, those days sucked. So oftentimes I'd get stuck, at some family's house or something on Memorial Day weekend. That's my main memory as a kid. Nothing to fucking watch, and then it's Monday and you're glad because you're out of school, right? And then you're like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm watching TV today. What's on? Only thing on? Jerry Lewis fucking telethon. God damn. So, this weekend, I thought, since it's Memorial Day weekend, and then they used to have the Jerry Lewis telethon, I thought we'll have the, one of my favorite sayings ever came from that Jerry Lewis thing. Back when I was late teens, early 20s. I said it for years. I still say it sometimes, not quite as often as I used to, but that's where the term, if you get somebody gets really drunk, wasted or something, or they did the night before. You can use it in a variety of situations, but I'll give you an example. Hey, Josh, I tried to call you last night. What was going on? I didn't hear from you. Oh man, I'm sorry. I was fucked up like Jerry's kids last night. Yeah, fucked up like Jerry's kids. That's the one we used to say all the time. One of my favorites. One of my classic go-tos. Oh, what's wrong with him? Oh man, he got fucked up like Jerry's kids. Yeah, it was bad. It was real bad. I mean, fucking Phyllis Diller came out and did fucking 5 minutes, and it still didn't help him. He was real fucked up. Fucked up like Jerry's kids. So I thought we would revive that tradition this weekend and have the fucked up like Jerry's kids, Josh Reeves, Memorial Day weekend telethon. I'll do a series of shows. And everybody that can contributes, we'll do shout outs. That's what they do. They have they had like celebrity people running the phones or that shit. You'd look back there, it'd be like fucking Tony Danza would be back there fucking taking calls or people calling in. Can you imagine calling in? Hey, it's Tony Danza. All right, you're going to give $5? Oh, all right. Do you see my movies? See me on Who's the Boss? That'd be fucking great. What it's like, you look back. That was always my favorite part. That was the only part I liked was when they would go to like they'd be like, oh, we've got 155 billion more dollars to go. Let's go back here to our celebrity judges and panels back in the back, waiting to take your calls right now. They can look back there, look away. Look who we got back there manning phones. Goldie Hawn back there running the phones. Yes. Next to her, there is, we've got a variety of people back there. Look, I don't know who that guy is. He was on that one show. Anyway, lots of celebrities. In actual fact, there'd be like maybe one or two you'd recognize. The rest would be complete nobodies. But they'd play it up like everybody back there, like everybody taking your call was a fucking celebrity. That was how they swindled you. Because you'd be like, fuck, man. I might call in and fucking Al Bundy might fucking take my call or fucking, who knows? Look, that Jim Neighbors is back there. Holy shit. Can you imagine fucking Gomer into the holy? That'd be fucking hilarious. So I think I think a lot of people did that. But anyway, so I'm just glad to be back here with you. Again, we're on zero again. I got a few things I want to, I'll tell you about. We got some new stuff in the download shop too. But anyway, our fundraising week officially starts tomorrow. So it's a little, because operating costs will be due a week from Saturday. So, I thought, why not? Let's do it. Let's have some fun. If you can, you make a contribution, you got a question, you want to hear something you want to hear me riff on, throw that at me when you make your contribution, and I'll get into those and address those here for you on the show this weekend during the Fucked Up Like Jerry's Kids telethon. Because a lot of you out there, and hey, myself included, and even listen, you don't got to be. That's the other thing too. You ain't got to be fucked up on just drugs and alcohol to be fucked up like Jerry's kids. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you out there fucked up like Jerry's kids. You're not even on shit. That's the other elephant in the room. That's the other thing I don't address. I got to tell you, man, to be 42 years old and to be, look, I got my vices like everything. I've had my battles with caffeine. Has been the biggest battle, the biggest demon, the monkey. Seriously, I've battled addiction to caffeine like people battle addictions to pills and heroin and everything else. I'm not kidding you. It's crazy, but I've never had a problem. Like when I quit drinking, it was not a problem. It was not because I had a problem. It was just because, there's no reason to keep doing something and spending money doing something if you're not getting anything from it. I wasn't getting anything from the alcohol I was drinking. It was just like poisoning my body. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. And yeah, I did. When I was in my, late teens, early 20s and stuff, and beyond that even, I did my share and your share and that guy's share over there of fucking drugs. But none of it was ever a problem. The only two things I've ever been addicted to has been nicotine and caffeine, and that's shit that's over the counter. That's how fucking devilish that is. But, man, I don't bring this up very often. I don't talk about it very often, but it is a problem. And I wish, listen, it's evil. It's a demon. I get it. I understand, but there's, it kind of, I think it goes unspoken a lot, unless it's a celebrity but man, a lot of people, and I know there's a lot of you out there in our audience. And the reason why, I'm not saying this is everybody. I'm not trying to make a blanket statement here, but I know that there are a lot of people out there that are suffering under because I've talked to a lot of you, told me that you do, and probably so many more than that that's never even, said it to anybody, much less me. But man, the whole prescription drug thing, it's a big problem. And I think there's a lot of people out there that are handcuffed by that and, can't support my work because they're too busy supporting their pill habit. It's fucked up, man. But, listen, I'm all for, people doing what they want to do. And I think people should have the right to fuck themselves up. However they, if you want to do heroin, you should be able to. My problem with most of these drugs is that, as you know, when you have the people that are making the laws are the same people that are pushing the drugs. And then you've got banks like JP Morgan, Chase Bank being in bed with the pharmaceutical industrial complex. Let's call it what it is. And then I see this today. JP Morgan cuts ties with maker of OxyContin Purdue Pharma over its alleged role in the U.S. opioid crisis. What a fucking joke. Sources at JP Morgan say the bank is cutting ties to prevent damage to its reputation. What a fucking joke. Right. After they've already made trillions. And after untold amounts of people have already died from this shit. Fucking JP Morgan Chase grandstand trying to act like they're, we want to prevent damage to our reputation. Meanwhile, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's a fact. Chase Manhattan Bank had offices in every major medical and pharmaceutical company in the world, still does. The banks and the pharmaceutical companies are intertwined just as much as the lawmakers and the drug pushers are intertwined. So, listen, I don't have a problem. You want to get fucked up, that's your business. It's not my business. My problem with it is I'm sick of these. I'm sick of the hypocrisy, especially from people who act like they're, they want to fight the power or they want to, expose this, that, and the other. And meanwhile, you're popping their fucking products every day just to stay even. So I got to tell you, man, win, lose, or draw, it may be hard. Shit gets hard. It's been difficult this past week being without internet here and being unable to broadcast or get any work done on the films or anything. I'm just lucky at 42 years old that I've never been addicted to any substances. I don't have any I'm not addicted to any pills. I don't even take pills, dude. I take supplements. That's it. That's all I ever take. There's no reason to even take any of that shit. Occasionally an over-the-counter thing if I need some for some certain thing, but that's it. Get yourself some fucking turmeric pills, man. The turmeric tablets. Get yourself some of that shit. It's cheap. There's no reason why you should be doing that shit. Take two tablets a day or something, but any kind of shit. That's what got me through all the pain I was having with my teeth and all that. Anything that causes inflammation, and that's pretty much any pain in the body is caused by inflammation. So if you can get the inflammation in your body down, then, no matter what it is, and that's really what turmeric does. It really socks the, any kind of inflammation of any kind, whether it be, any part of the body. But if you get, you get yourself some turmeric tablets and, some good high potency, non-bullshit sold at the liquor store CBD oil, get some real good pure shit and do that in combination with the turmeric, regardless of if you're having inflammation or pain that day or not, you will be shocked at how much you feel better, and not only better, but pain-free and regular all the time. Anything that the problem is that people, it's one thing, people get addicted to these. Listen, I'm speaking from experience because I've seen family, friends, everybody go down this road with these pharmaceutical drugs. It's terrible, dude. The problem is that a lot of people, some people come in at it just because they want to get fucked up and they get addicted that way, but not everybody. A lot of people, have surgeries, have, all kinds of different things, whether it be, maybe you went to the dentist and you had a root canal, they gave you Vicodin or something, and then it just became a thing. A lot of people come in it that way. But after a while, then it stops becoming about pain relief and more about chasing a high, because it affects not only your body, but it affects your mental state too, where your brain starts wanting to know why the old you is not there anymore. Essentially, it's the best way I can sum it up. That's what it does to you. Because oftentimes I'll tell you, the one time I did take some of these things, this was back in 2007, back when my first film, 9/11 New World Rising, came out. We had the premiere at the Lakewood Theater here in Dallas, and I think it was, I can't remember if it was during the show or after or the beginning of it, but I think William Rodriguez or something was up there doing his thing. Anyway, the house lights were off. It's kind of dark, and I was up there doing something for him, filming or something, and I jumped off the stage of the Lakewood Theater, and I misjudged it. It was farther down than I thought it was. So when I came down, I twisted my fucking ankle. Ugh. And I was in extreme pain. And the next day, me, my brother, and my sister were going to see Rush. So, and my dad at that time had just started going through cancer treatments and stuff. So he had some of the stuff around. I was in extreme pain. But there's, I don't give a fuck if I had 2 broke legs, a broke arm, and a fucking broke dick. I was not going to, I wasn't going to miss Rush. Are you kidding me? Fucking break. So my dad was like, here, man, here. He gave me I think he gave me like a Vicodin and an Oxycontin. And he was like, take this one, the Vicodin, take this one tonight or whatever. And then, before you go to the show tomorrow or whatever, take this one and, won't hurt as bad when you're walking, kill the pain or whatever. There's a picture, this legendary picture too. Goddamn, I got fucked up. Fuck you. Speaking of fucked up like Jerry's Kids, I got fucked up like Jerry's Kids at that show, son. God damn. Oh fuck, because you know me, dog. Back then, especially 2007, I was still drinking back then. I didn't stop drinking until 2011. So, oh yeah, so we were tailgating, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, we were hanging out in the parking lot before the show. And I drank. I drank Seagram 7. I drank some Jaeger. We smuggled some shit in. I mean, we were getting fucked up, Jack. And there was this radio station in Dallas at the time. And it was at 93.3, something like that. And where our seats were at, they were on the floor, but they weren't like they weren't right up front, but they were like right between, like, you'll have like those outdoor shed amphitheaters, have like the closed seats that are kind of like close up to the stage, and then a second section behind that, and like kind of like a walkway through. So we were on like the first row of the second tier of seats, right where the floor seats started, kind of on the side. So it was really good seats. And the radio station would come by and take pictures of people to like post on their website and stuff from the concert. And they came by and took this picture. And we had this guy sitting behind. We were on the very front row. We were, me and my brother and sister. Come on, I don't give a fuck, Jack, what song it is. I always piss people off at concerts because if I'm paying that much for a fucking floor seat to see Rush, motherfucker, I ain't sitting down. You could eat a dick. You think I'm sitting down? Fuck you. I want to sit up. So anyway, this guy behind us was pissed because we were standing up the whole time. He was yelling shit at us. He's a big fucking drunk redneck guy. And they came by and took this picture, dude. I've still got it. My sister will post it occasionally. I'll post it. It's a fucking hilarious picture. They caught me. It's me and my brother and my sister. They took this shot of us. And I can remember because it was during the song Distant Early Warning. And it's got that. And I was like mid-air drum, right? So it kind of looked weird because I kind of look like I'm holding my hand in front of my face in a weird way. And my sister looks like she's worshiping Jesus on the fucking throne. And my brother has got his shirt off like fucking Randy, except he's skinny. And shirtless fucking circus. And he's screaming, yelling, and he's holding up, he's two-fisted drinks, like a beer in one hand. And in the other hand, he's holding up a fucking plastic cup that's about a quarter of an inch, a quarter of an inch filled with a black liquid that they do not sell at that venue. Oh, fuck. That was the fucking best thing. I was like, they took that picture and posted it. And little do they know they caught, some illegal alcohol induction brought into the it's a priceless fucking photo. It is fucking hilarious. But my point is, I am fucked up, Jack, in that picture. Fucked up. OxyContin, little Vicodin, little Jaeger, a little, probably, I'm sure I can't remember, but I know there had to have been some weed in there somewhere. I know that I can't remember specifically that there was some weed. I know we weren't smoking any weed at the concert, but there was some weed in there somewhere that day. I know there was. And what else? Oh, probably at least a few beers. But other than that, I think I might have had to take some stuff. I used to have to take this stuff when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, because I had these very violent migraines when I was a teenager. It was weird. And they would since I had like a light sensitivity, they diagnosed me with the doctor diagnosed me with a sensitivity to light. And they thought I had vision problems and shit, which I don't. I still have perfect vision to this day, but I had to wear glasses for the they were convinced there was something wrong with my eyes, and the doctor gave me these weird. They would give me shit about them at school until they saw the note, and they'd be like, "Oh shit, never mind." There's actually a school picture that I got done one year, maybe like 6th grade or something, 7th grade, and I've got these. I look goofy as shit, and I got these fucking specs on that I look like fucking, I look like Jeff Lynne from ELO or something in fucking grade 6. They're dark as fuck. So I had to take these, pills that I still to this day don't know what they were. They were something every time they'd knock out the migraines. But eventually, as I got older, they went away. And I used to have the same thing with nosebleeds. I've had nosebleeds my entire life. That were just weird, unexplained. But they all eventually went away. That's weird, but I know that many of you out there suffer under the effects of these horrible pharmaceutical drugs. And, I just want you all to know that they're, you can get off it. Kratom too. Kratom's another thing people, they may have made Kratom illegal now. I'm not sure. I haven't kept up. That's another one people have gotten off of the effects of a lot of these prescription drugs. So, there's no reason you don't need it. If you have pain or inflammation or anything, stuff like that, like I said, get yourself some turmeric, Tumeric. Get some turmeric tablets. You used to have to, when I started taking that shit 10 years or so ago, I used to have to get it from, like specialty shops and stuff online. Dude, they sell that shit at fucking like mainstream pharmacies now, like CVS and fucking Walgreens and shit. So Amazon, definitely you can get some there. But it's very cheap. It's not expensive. There's no reason for you. CBD oil, the legalities of CBD oil are still kind of weird up in the air. It's somewhat legal and not legal in other places. It really depends on where you live. But if you do live in somewhere where CBD oil is available, get some like 500 milligram CBD oil or something. Get some good shit. Shop around. What I should be doing is getting all this shit and selling it myself. Making up tinctures, I got a lot of different things, stuff like that. But, when you look at what the cost of getting some turmeric and some CBD oil is versus how much you've spent on pharmaceutical drugs, is astounding. And it's not just about ending inflammation or stopping whatever is ailing you at that specific moment. It's also about preventing other things as well. So I don't know what spawned me on that. I know I've talked to a lot of you out there, and a lot of you out there have told me you can't contribute and can't donate because, whatever, you're addicted to these drugs. And not everybody has that. That's not the reason for everybody. Some people just broke or whatever. But regardless, I just wanted to offer that up for those people who have, and seeing this fucking article today made me want to puke. Yeah, how come you didn't cut ties with them 10 years ago, motherfucker, or 5 years ago? You guys are cutting ties. JP Morgan's cutting ties with, check this out. You'll love this. I just love it because I'm from Dallas, so I think it's hilarious, but because it's like, of course. In March, JP Morgan reportedly told Purdue it had 6 months to find another bank, and it appears Dallas-based Comerica Incorporated is taking its place. So, yeah, there you go. We ain't the conspiracy capital of the world for nothing, Jack. But I just think it's hilarious. It's only happening, they're only cutting ties now because, this stuff is starting to get more attention paid to it, and people have seen the cost of opioid addiction, what it's doing across to towns and cities and everything else. So, yeah, JP Morgan acting like they're taking the high ground. Oh, we are not going to soil our reputation. Meanwhile, they don't mention how long you guys were in bed together before that, or disclose any financials on how much money you did make while connected to it. Unbelievable. But make no mistake, this changes nothing. These guys are all intimately tied together, and one hand shakes the other. That's absolutely a fact. So yes, have yourself a nice weekend out there, wherever you're at. If you're in the United States and you're getting a 3-day weekend, have a good weekend. Relax, have fun within reason. Within reason. Pick one thing and go with it, It's mixing all that shit will get you in trouble. People, I'll have a little bit of this, have a little bit of that. That's where you get in trouble, believe me. I used to have that attitude too. You want to drink? Hey, just drink, but don't do anything else. You want to smoke some pot? Smoke some pot, but you start mixing that shit. That's where Jerry's kids. Maybe you want to get Jerry's kids this weekend. I'm not judging. Hey, you want to get Jerry's kids? Get Jerry's kids. This is what it's all about. Get fucked up like Jerry's kids. We're having fucked up like Jerry's kids weekend. Get fucked up and make a contribution then. So not being here, again, I've been trying all week to get back on the air. We need to raise $200 of our weekly goal by tomorrow. I haven't been able to be back up here and remind because we've been off air and been without internet. So that was our goal for the week. Our goal for the week was 400. We finally got what we needed to get the internet turned back on. But and I got the electricity and all that. I got that pushed a few days, but that's going to be coming up due next week. But we'll worry about that then. But just for this week and just for this weekend, $200, 300 would be great. But like I said, let's have it like a telethon style here where we have multiple people contributing, and we'll maybe I'll get up here and do some impersonations for you.
Folks, we need, I gotta tell you here, normally I wouldn't support anything that Josh Reeves does, but he promised to make me a plate of double cheese enchiladas, folks. I mean, I can't turn that up just to come up here for a minute and tell you that's hard for me to say because this guy's ripped me a new asshole for about 12 years. And he makes fun of me a lot. And says I'm the CMP and makes fun of me for hanging out with Joe Rogan. And he knows we're in the trannies and Charlie Sheen's into all that too. But yeah, I gotta tell you folks, by the New World Order, it's rough. I mean, if there's ever anybody need to get fucked up like Jerry gets right now, it's me. I gotta be honest with you. I'm up here. I'm trying to fight these globals. Fucking Soros had an agent deliver my pizza to my kids last night at my house. I'm fucking tired of it. Tired of Soros. I see you, Soros, in your feet.
Alex, come on, please. Come on, man. I asked you to come up here for a minute. And
all right. Now calm down. I'm sorry. I'm just tired of these Soros, left-wing, globalist pigs coming after me and my family while we're trying to eat pizza on Friday night. It's I got to tell you, I just need to have a drink, get some, I need some whiskey, I need some cheese enchiladas, and I need you to make a contribution to Josh Reeves, and it's hard for me to say, and he's fighting the globalists in his own way, but I think he might be a Soros agent.
Alex, if I was a Soros agent, I'd be fucking rolling in the fucking dough. Wouldn't be trying to raise a measly $200. Give me a fucking break. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate that. Cock smoker. Now on sale in the download shop. I wanted to tell you about this. We now have, they made some new changes to the payload shop. And that allows me to make some different packages and stuff. So we've got a lot of, I talked a little bit about these last time, but we got several new packages in there. So if you want to get a lot of the films and stuff cheaper than getting them individually in the store, then you can buy some of these new packages we've got one for the, it just came out with the Secret Right Volume 1 10-year anniversary edition, the deluxe 4K remaster. It's $12 individually, but you can get both Volume 1 and the 2014 remaster of Volume 2, which has fixed audio and the HD remastered picture and all that. You can get that 2-pack collection of the Secret Right films for $20. You can get a 2-pack for $20 that's Spellcasters Volume 1 and Volume 1.5. You can get a 2-pack collection for $24 that has both Lost Secrets of Ancient America films. And you can get the complete Mystery Hollywood series that's $10 individually for all 5 parts. It's 9+ hours in length. You can get a 5-pack deal for $40 that has all parts of Mystery Hollywood. So, and again, some of the best stuff and best work I've done and stuff that I've unveiled. It's unbelievable in that series. If you have not seen Mystery Hollywood yet, you want to get that. The newest edition, this is really a steal if you've if you've been putting off buying all my work and you've been trying to buy it individually and you want to get it all in one shot for a discounted price, now on sale in the download shop, Josh Reeves, the full collection. It's $175. I added them up, how much it is individually. It's close to $300. So you're saving about $150, $160, I think, something like that, from buying them all individually if you buy this collection. And the collection has links to everything in the download shop. Now, if you go to the download shop and you look individually at the individual items, and then you look and see, and then what it comes with, I didn't double up the stuff. So all the individual audiobooks are there. They're just there in the pack under the 10-year anniversary box set, which now also includes The Covert War Against Rock, which is essential listening for the release of Spellcaster 2 and 3, which I'm going to get back to work on now tonight, now that I have internet again. And my goal is to, by next weekend, have out something. Now, what that something, whether that something is the entire film or whether that something is part 1 of volume 2, which may be the case. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet. I'm going to see how it goes. But like I said before, I'm thinking of just releasing these in parts of parts even, you know. So, again, I'm on zero. I'm on empty. I've been scrambling for the past week, just trying to get back on air. I finally scraped everything up to get back on air just to be up here to talk to you tonight. But, again, we're at zero again. So, we need to get a few $100s in here. And then we also have to meet our fundraising goal 100% by next Saturday. So I'm just going to, this week, use every available second to have something out, whether it's the complete film or whether it's part of the film, out by next weekend. That's the goal. But again, we've got to have your support right now just to be able to get off zero so I can continue to do this. I've done so many shows in my 12th year on air, and we've talked about a lot of stuff during these shows, but really the bulk of the best stuff that I've done is what is available and on sale in the download shop. So it's imperative that if you're a new listener or somebody, if you skip the download shop and you've not, and there's so many, when I look at our listenership, and there's so many people, and I hear from all the time, it's like, go watch my films, go to the download shop and get some downloads, buy some stuff, and then we'll have a conversation about it. And people want to have a conversation about topics, and all they're doing is just bringing up stuff that I've covered in these films, and I'm like, well, I talk about that in whatever, such and such film. Oh, well, I haven't seen it. Well, that's not my fault. Now, you're chastising me about a piece of information that you would know. Oh, you never talked about this. Yeah, I have talked about that. They come at me like I'm the one that's done something wrong or made an omission. Meanwhile, it's them that is the one that, can't even be courteous enough to buy a $10 download of a movie or something. Regardless of that, here on the Fucked Up Like Jerry's Kids weekend, your mission: everybody that can give $50 this weekend, give $50. Everybody that can give $100 this weekend, give $100. Every person that can give $500 this weekend, give $500. And every single person that can buy and hasn't gotten all of my films and all my audiobooks, you want everything in the download shop, one fucking shot, boom. Josh Reeves, the full collection, now on sale in the download shop. You can also find links at the Global Reality Radio Network Facebook page and the Josh Reeves Filmmaker Talk Show Host Explorer page as well. So, again, donations could be made through the donate button in my website. You can also get a prepaid card if you don't have a bank account, something like that. Put any amount on it. And then you can either send me the card information or you can process it through the donate button at my website, theglobalreality.com. So, no excuses, and we got to get some contributions in here. After this airs, so tomorrow, whatever contributions that we get in between now and tomorrow will make tomorrow's show much more interesting than tonight, because this is the kickoff. I'm just now kind of telling you about it because I've just now got up here, just now got the internet back going. So tomorrow's show, if everybody contributes and participates, should be real fun. We'll give some fun shout outs. We'll do some questions, Q&A type shit too, from contributions. And we'll see what happens. So if you have never bought my movies before, my audiobooks, this is your time to do it this week. If you've never contributed to my work before, now's the time to do it this weekend. I thought it would be more fun for me to do a series of shows over Memorial Day weekend and, kind of do it telethon style. All right, here's our goal. We got this much left to go. We brought in this much. Hey, there's... I don't know. I just thought it would be something fun and silly to do, and something out of the ordinary, and also an attempt to, because listen, I've being off air for the past week and not having internet stuff, man. I'm rip roaring and ready to go now. So the only thing that's detrimental to my enthusiasm right now is being on zero again after having to scrape up whatever I could scrape up all week just to get back up and on the internet again and back here with you tonight. So let's do this. This is your call to arms. This is your call to action. Boy, this stuff I'm going to be revealing in these films. Fucking A. Let the shitstorm begin. God damn. No sacred cows, man. All the sacred cows are shit. I know there's a lot of people, hold these music. Listen, I mean, I've been a music geek and been a musician. I've been all about it for pretty much my entire life, but it doesn't matter. I'm still a fan of music. I mean, I think I've talked about this before, but people get this thing where it's like, and I guess it just depends on the situation, but because I can't say I'm not guilty of it too. I mean, I was a fan of, listen, I'll be honest with you. I was a fan of when I was a teenager, especially in the 90s, when I was 18, 19, one of the guys you heard on the radio a lot, along with everybody else, was Beck. And I've seen Beck probably 4 or 5 times in concert. And I liked a lot of his stuff. But after, it came out he was a Scientologist, it just was never the same to me. I got to be honest about it. I just can't I can't listen to his music now. I can't dig his music. And anytime I hear his music now, it just sounds like shit to me. Because it sounds like I was hearing it in a false way up until now. And now when I hear it or see him, I just don't have any interest. It doesn't do it for me anymore. Because it just completely all sounds fake and coming from a fucking, some secret pretentious place, I can't, I gotta be honest. That is one example. And I don't have a lot of examples like that. So that's good. Normally I don't care, but I gotta be honest with you. When I found out he was a Scientologist, just like, it just really didn't do it for me anymore. So, but I'm not like, I'm not like that with everybody. I mean, of course there's other music artists and stuff out there. I mean, if you tended to not listen to everybody because you disagreed with their beliefs or whatever, it really would be nothing to listen to. But I don't know why that Beck one just really, more than any other one, I just can't, I can't even stand to hear him anymore. I can't stand to hear him or just, and then of course, his dad is a famous, conductor and whatnot too. But yeah, listen, man, there are a lot of people I'll be exposing in these films, a lot of stuff that's going to get, you have to watch this film at your own risk because there's going to be a lot of stuff in here that's going to ruin you for life on a lot of certain music stars. Man. Let's see. Fucked up like Jerry's Kids Weekend. Well, this is fucked up like Jerry's Kids. Would you let Amazon 3D scan your body for a $25 gift card? I would say that the answer to that question is probably a resounding yes for many people out there. I mean, people, when they came out with their own, with the Alexa or whatever thing, and people went running to that. They didn't even have to even trick people. People went running to that and having something constantly monitoring you in your house and controlling your life. Fuck that shit. I've never owned one of those things. I never will. And I remember when I first started talking about it, even had people that were saying it was a conspiracy theory that they were listening to you. Now it's come out. I think it was a story last week or something that said not only, everybody's known for a while those things have been listening to you, and not only listening to you, then it came out that they were recording everything you said, and then it came out they were recording everything you said 24/7. Then it came out they were everything you said was being recorded and backed up and stored on the cloud somewhere. Now it's come out that they're keeping everything that's recorded through the Alexas now also in print, in text form. I mean, so now they're saying that Amazon has already amassed a staggering amount of data about its customers, but this is a tech giant, so it should be no surprise that the company wants to know even more about you. As Mashable notes, Amazon is now running a study that is looking for volunteers who will allow their bodies to be 3D scanned. Amazon says the study is to learn about diversity among body shapes. Bullshit. So this is how they're doing it now, huh? I mean, again, this is the stuff of conspiracy theory of decades ago. Where the government uses some corporation. I mean, I know this stuff straight out of not science fiction of the 50s. Government using a corporation as a front to, you gain data and data mine. And Big Brother, its people, but doing it under the guise of some corporation that sells products that people need and sells them cheap. I mean, Walmart was the first level. They did so much of this stuff with Walmart. Walmart's still a big player in all this, strictly because they're, as I've talked about before, they're in the United States, Walmart is the state sanctioned supplier of rations during the event of declaration of a national emergency. And that's why the security systems and the nests of cameras and stuff, and those are not there for your safety or for them to protect, to do against loss. No, because those feed into their massive supercomputer system that the government itself has farmed out and used before. Think about that. What does that say when Walmart has more powerful supercomputers than the Pentagon and the DoD does, and they've had to farm out and use their Walmart's computers before for military purposes because that's how powerful they are. And that's what those systems are designed to do, because right now they're keeping real-time data and data from barcode scans and data from the security cameras and stuff like that. But that eventually the inventory and the data will not be products sold in Walmart. It will be the people that are in the internment camps in the event of a national declaration of an emergency, a war, whatever, nuclear war, asteroid strike, whatever it might be. And so now Amazon is getting into the game and doing it under the guise of, this is how we're going to determine how to market products. I mean, the thing that's so insulting about this shit is any of these things. They should just, Amazon, how many trillions of dollars does Amazon have now? Give me a break. I mean, it's the pittance that they want to give people for this stuff is what gets me. You guys should just come out with it, okay? Just tell everybody the real reason why you're doing this. This is why I hate the world we live in now. I hate all this lies and the subterfuge that they do to control and enslave us. I think they've been going about it all wrong. I think they should just be right out with it. Give everybody a $500 or $1,000 Amazon gift card. I might get my body scanned for a $1,000 Amazon gift card. For $25, I ain't gonna let you scan my fucking pubic hair. You know, make it, just be straight up. But look, we're trying to build an AI algorithm that knows how to advertise and offer up certain products on people's homepage when they go to Amazon. That's determined by, you know, the retinal scan that your laptop or your phone gives you when you now log into Amazon or something. We're trying to do this so we can know how to sell more products to people. We don't give a fuck about about you or fuck that. We want your data. We want your information. But here's $1,000 Amazon gift card just to, you know, smooth that over. I think it'd go much better for them. You know, I can remember being in high school. Remember when you were in high school, some of you, if you're around my age, remember they had the Dare and all that, those programs that, you know, they came in one year and made everybody in the whole school sign these anti-drug pledges where you pledge not to do drugs. And at that point, I wasn't doing any drugs. I was in high school. I was young. You know, it was a couple of more years before I even smoked pot or did anything. But I still had a problem with it, even at that age. Because I said, well, what happens if you don't sign this? Well, we'll have a list of everybody who did sign it and everybody who didn't. And, you know, everybody who didn't sign it, well, we'll have to just watch those people a little closer. I'm like, well, what the fuck? What kind of draconian shit is that? I don't want to sign your little bullshit pledge, and if I don't, you're basically extorting me or blackmailing me into signing it. You're saying you're going to give me problems. I'm going to be harassed by school officials more. And then, and it was weird because then they selected certain people, and I ended up getting selected that they wanted to fingerprint. They came in and got people to sign these anti-drug pledges, and then got everybody to willingly give their fingerprints. And I remember freaking out about it, saying, you can't come in and fingerprint a bunch of minors and then get them to sign paperwork which says, now that you signed this anti-drug pledge, you also are giving us consent to come in randomly to your school and bring in drug dogs to randomly check your lockers. And they all, like I said, I didn't even touch drugs back then. I didn't touch drugs till I was like 18. Okay, so I wasn't, I listened to rock music and wore the rock t-shirts, which I'm sure was, you know, the whole reason why they were fucking with me. But I remember that they fucking, I had an old fucking lunch that I threw in my locker and it got stuck way down in the locker below some books or something. And the fucking sniffer dogs came in and went berserk. And they had a big deal and hauled me out in the office. It was a big thing. Hauled me out in front of the hall, in front of all the classes, and everybody was sticking their heads out of classrooms and shit. And it, like 2 seconds, it was like, oh, Josh Reeves, you know, we had some drugs in his locker. And then, like, they made a big deal out of it, and they acted like they were doing a bust, dude, and they, like, brought me out there, and they pulled all the shit out of my locker in front of the whole fucking school. And then they got down there, it was some old fucking moldy old fucking sandwich or something I didn't even eat that I just threw in my locker one time. And it was all nasty and fucking dogs smelled it and went berserk on it. And then it was hilarious. And then they, you know, and of course I was fully vindicated. And then after that, nobody had any fucking, it was like, well, shit. If they can smell old fucking lunch and not know the difference between that and some dope, then, you know, why should we ever trust that? They never did it again. But I had a couple of things like that. You know, they always did that. I remember my friend had Pantera Cowboys from Hell t-shirts, and they sent us to the office and made us turn them inside out. And like a week later, a bunch of these do-goody-good Christians had these shirts that they got from church. Now, we had on the Pantera shirts and just had, it said Pantera in big letters, but then below it said Cowboys from Hell in small letters. Well, hell in that context, referring to hell as a place, is not vulgar or obscene. It's not. If you tell someone to go to hell, even that's not very vulgar or obscene. But if it said that, so like a week later, all like 10 or 15 of these fucking churchy girls and guys came to school and they all had on these shirts, like they all decided to wear them at the same time. They got from church and it said the wages of sin is hell. And it had like the word hell was half of the fucking shirt. I'm not kidding you. Like it just said the wages of sin in small print. And then the whole rest of the shirt was the word hell. So, of course, me and my friend are like, all right, we immediately go to the office like, this is some bullshit. We got to fucking say something about this. And they said, no, it's not the same thing. And I said, you can't sit here and tell me it's not the same thing. It's both referring to depending on what you believe, a fictional or non-fictional place, but it's still referring to a place. Remember what you taught us about, person, place, and thing and all that? Yeah, well, what's the difference? Well, there's this from the Bible, there's this church, and y'all's are rock church, but there's still no difference. And not only that, you told us that the reason we had to turn our shirts inside out was because that word was inappropriate for the classroom. Yet it's tiny on their shirts. It takes up half their shirts, but yet theirs is appropriate for the classroom, even though it's the same word. And they tried to get us to back down on it and tried to play it up. We made way bigger deal out of it than they expected us to. And one of my friends ended up having me go to a different school or something. I think I did. Yeah, I ended up later too, but for different reasons. But they eventually did. I think we went all the way up to the fucking, the, what do you call it? The school, you have the superintendent and all that stuff. And eventually we did win and they found in our favor. But then nobody got to wear any shirts with that word on it again. But I was marked after that. I every single day in first period, I could have on, because I always back then, I still wear them sometimes, but, I'd wear band shirts or whatever, go to a concert, or, I'd wear a Megadeth shirt, or I'd have on a Queen shirt the other day. One day I might have on a Metallica shirt or whatever. But after that, no matter what it was, every day, first period, I would get sent to the office every single day after that for no reason. They would just, and it got to the point where finally even the secretary of school was like, why do you keep coming down here every day? I'm like, you don't know? And she's like, no, I don't get it. I'm like, well, every day, and I come into first period, the teacher's telling me every day I have to come down here. It doesn't matter what my shirt says on it, or even if she knows it doesn't have anything on bad in it, she's sending me down here every single day so she can make a note in whatever that every single day I'm getting sent to the office for misconduct, when this has nothing to do with misconduct. You're harassing me because I wore a shirt once and had a problem with it and made a stink about it because the Christians were wearing them, were the same word. Now, every single day they want to look and see what's on my shirt. And even if it's nothing bad, they're sending me down here just because. It's like, you beat the rat, but you can't beat the ride. That whole thing. They're sending me on the ride. That's what's going on here. They're like, oh, well, yeah, we were just talking, me and the principal were just talking about that. We couldn't figure out why. I'm like, don't give me a break. Act like y'all don't know what's going on. Y'all got to know what's going on. Apparently they didn't. But, which was one of my first indicators that teachers are answering to people. Everybody thinks the principal's running the school, which has, that's not always the case. It's kind of like presidents. Oftentimes the principals are just fucking figureheads. They don't even know what's going to happen. These teachers were getting instructions from somebody, never to figure out who, somebody higher up than the fucking principal, to harass us, me specifically. But they do all kinds of shit to me after that, man. I had to end up going to another school later on, like an alternative school type thing, because I had a job and stuff, so I could leave early in the day and go to work and get more work hours in. But I mean, they were sabotaging me at every turn. It didn't. I mean, it got to the point where, I mean, I would turn stuff in, assignments I would turn in would disappear. They'd give me a 0, claim I didn't do it, and call my. I lived with my grandparents at that time, or they call my grandparents. Oh well, he didn't do this, even though I did do it and turn it in. I mean, they were doing all kinds of shit to me, man. Throw away work, throw away homework I would do, give me 0s on stuff I got 100. I mean, it was just people. I would tell adults, and they would say I was lying. I was making it up. I'm not kidding. I don't know if that kind of stuff still goes on, but I feel for kids if it does. It's just crazy that, I mean, nobody believed me. Everybody said I was lying. That it was, I mean, I can't tell you how frustrating that is to be 16 years old, and feel like, what do you do? Nobody, so I guess it's no surprise. I do what I do now, trying to expose these liars and shills and the rest of it. Well, I'm been real happy to be back here and back broadcasting with you folks. Hope you all have a nice, fucked up like Jerry's Kids weekend. I'll be back here with you for more shows this weekend. Again, just going to raise $200 by Saturday, and then we'll have our goal for next week after that. But pretty much that will just consist of reaching 100% by next Saturday. So anyway, get yourself some downloads, get yourself one of those new box sets. Like to sell a couple of those this weekend. And I also, as another surprise for Memorial Day weekend, I have put the lifetime archive memberships back on sale for this weekend only for $300. They'll be going back up to $500 after Monday, back to the regular price. We had them on sale for $400. I thought, well, let's just knock them down to $300 and keep them there till after Memorial Day weekend. And for fucked up like Jerry's Kids weekend, and give people another incentive to support our work and get yourself a lifetime membership so you don't have to worry about YouTube and their shenanigans and everything else to keep up with the show. You'll be able to get all the shows within seconds of them being posted, as well as access to shows going back to 2012 in the archives. I love you guys so much. I'll be back here again tomorrow for you with more shows, more updates, more news, and we'll see you then. I love you guys. Take care.